Welcome to another Sharp ICT training video. If you don't know me, I'm Jackie AI, and today I'm going to be walking you through the installation, functions and features of the 3CX PWA Softphone. This first section is all about installing and configuring the PWA software, so if you've already done that, you can skip forward to the next chapter to get into the features and functionality. First off, you will receive a 3CX welcome email that asks you to create a password for your extension. You will need to do this before you can use the Softphone. Once you've set your password, you will be taken to a screen similar to this, and may be greeted by this pop-up, giving you the option to set up the 3CX Mobility app, but you don't have to do this now. I'll show you how you can do it later also. Once you've closed that pop-up, you'll be looking at something like this, showing the various phone extensions across your organization. At this stage, you've been taken to the web client version of the Softphone, which has been opened in a web browser tab on your computer. Please note that you should be using either Chrome or Edge browsers for the 3CX web client to operate correctly. For most users, you will get a better experience by downloading the PWA Softphone application on your computer. You'll still need your internet browser open in the background, but you won't need to go to a browser tab to use it. To do this, we click on the blue icon here under the notifications bell, and we're greeted by this pop-up. Simply click on the Install button and follow the necessary prompts to download the PWA. Once the PWA Softphone has been installed, it should automatically open on your computer. You can now close the original web client browser tab, as you won't need to use that again. Next, we're going to check some settings to ensure things work properly. You will see there is still a blue notifications bell in the top left corner. We want to click on this to allow notifications. When you do that, you'll see a pop-up similar to this, and will likely be prompted with another box to allow notifications. Select Allow as prompted, and then close the pop-up. From there, we're going to click on the dialer icon in the top right corner to launch the dialer and select our phone device. In the dialer, click on this drop-down to view the available phone devices for your extension. You'll see in this drop-down any desk phone or mobile phone that has been provisioned to your extension. If you are using your Softphone in conjunction with a desk phone, you can trigger calls dialed from your computer to ring on your desk phone by selecting it here. If you're wanting your Softphone to trigger calls on your 3CX Mobility app, then you should select this smartphone option instead. Or like me, if you're using your Softphone with a headset on your computer, then you should select this browser option here. Since I'm set up on browser mode, I'll want to go ahead and ensure my headset is configured correctly. To do that, I'm going to enter the audio-video settings menu by clicking here. This is where you need to set your headset device if you're using the Softphone in browser mode. The areas of relevance are ringer, speaker and microphone. The ringer should be set to where you want the ringing sound of an incoming call to come from. This could be set to your computer speakers or to your headset if you wear it often. The speaker is where you'll hear the caller when on an active call, and this should be set to your headset. The microphone is where the caller will hear you, and this should be set to your headset also. Last off, there is this headset integration option. Ideally, you should be using a 3CX supported headset supplied by Sharp. If you are, you will be able to choose your headset from the drop-down menu and click the Connect Headset button to integrate your headset. If you are unable to find your headset from the drop-down lists, please contact your IT administrator for further assistance. Last off, please remember that the PWA Softphone also needs to use either Edge or Chrome browser in the background. There are some more advanced internet browser settings there that should be checked by your IT administrator if you're experiencing issues with inbound call pop-ups or notifications. These settings may differ based on the computer and internet browser you're using, but as an example, if everything is set up correctly, you should see something like this. Specifically that notifications, camera and microphone are enabled. If they are not, you should enable them here. Additionally, these settings at the bottom should be checked to ensure pop-ups aren't blocked for 3CX. I also recommend that your IT administrator sets the PWA Softphone to auto-start with your browser, and then pins the application icon to your taskbar, or creates a desktop shortcut for easy access. At this stage, you should have the 3CX PWA Softphone installed on your computer and the various settings enabled for notifications and audio. From here, we're going to move forward into discussing the features and functionality of the software. I've opened my PWA Softphone, and I'm on the Team tab in the left-hand menu system. This tab gives you an overview of all staff extensions across the phone system. You can see by the color of their status light whether they're green and available to take a call, on away or do not disturb mode, or if they're on an active call, they will be shown as yellow. For larger organizations with multiple branches or departments, you probably won't spend most of your time on this particular view, and instead you'll use the group filter in the top right corner to choose your branch or department. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and change my group to Auckland, as I'm a staff member of the Auckland team. As you can see, I can now only see extensions from the Auckland branch. Okay, so let's talk about this view some more. To start, let's talk about status. In the top right corner, you will see your status light. Generally, this will be green during business hours, showing that you are available to take calls. If you click here, you can change your status from the drop-down menu. There are 5 different status options, from available, away, do not disturb, lunch and business trip. When you change your status, your team members will see the color of your extension change. Against each status, you can set different call forwarding rules by accessing the settings menu here and going to call forwarding. As you can see, each of my statuses are listed here with specific call handling settings next to them. Starting with my available status, which is what I'm on most of the day, you'll see there is a timer there of 20 seconds. This means my phone will ring for 20 seconds, and then it will go to the end actions I choose. I can set different end actions for external callers, or for internal calls from my colleagues. At the moment, both internal and external callers will go to my voicemail if I don't answer the phone within 20 seconds on available status. Let's now go to my Do Not Disturb status and set it so that if any of my internal colleagues try to call me, it goes straight to voicemail. But if an external party tries to call me, it will go to the Auckland receptionist. That's basically all I need to do, and it's done. You'll notice that certain statuses have timers and others don't. For example, unlike my available status that rings for 20 seconds first, on this Do Not Disturb status, there is no timer. Calls will automatically go to the end actions I've set. The bottom 2 statuses, lunch and business trip, are custom statuses, and they can be renamed by simply going in here and typing in a preferred label. My colleagues will get visibility of this status name and color from the team view. Last off, we have this advanced option here to automatically change my status based on the time of day. I can set this to use the company's global office hours, so when the business is open, my status is available, or when it's closed, my status will automatically change to Do Not Disturb. Alternatively, I can set my own hours if they differ from the global company hours. Please remember that this is an advanced setting that may have already been configured by your company administrator, so it's best to check before changing these settings if they're already set for your extension, because you could affect the mainline call flow. Okay, let's cover off a few more things now on the Team tab. I can call anyone on the screen by simply clicking on the phone icon next to their name, as shown here. Alternatively, I can search for them by typing their name or number in the top search box. Or, I also have the option to click on the dialer icon in the top right menu bar to launch the dialer. In the dialer, I can also search for a name or number, or just type a number in the keypad. Let's now talk about picking up an inbound call. If someone calls you, the dialer will pop up automatically with their details. Answer the call by clicking on the green button. Once answered, the dialer will change into an active call state. Starting from the top left, we have the hold button. This puts the caller on hold. You will see this turn blue if the button is in use. Next, we have the mute button. This puts the caller on mute, so they can't hear what you're saying. This will also turn blue when active. Next is new call. This allows you to put the original caller on hold while making a call to someone else. Conference can be used to add a third person to the call to form a conference call. Next, there is a dedicated blind transfer and attended transfer button. If you're not aware, a blind transfer will transfer the caller directly to the recipient, whereas the attended transfer allows you to speak to the recipient first before transferring the call. The record button allows you to record a call if you have permission to do so. The keypad button is used to bring up the keypad during an active call, which you'll need if prompted to enter a number while on a call. Last off, the video button can initiate a video call with your colleague if they are also using the 3CX Mobility app or Softphone. Okay, from here, let's talk about a scenario where you need to pick up someone else's phone ringing. You'll see if someone else's extension is ringing by their status light flashing red. You can pick up the call by clicking on these three dots here and selecting Call Pickup from the drop-down menu. When you do this, your dialer will pop up with a new inbound call. Answer the call using the green button as usual, and you'll now be talking to the call you've picked up. So that's pretty much it for making and receiving calls. One last thing from the team view is this plus icon and the toggle button next to it. The plus icon allows you to add a new external contact to your personal phone book, which we'll cover off on the Contacts tab. And the toggle button next to it allows you to display your personal contacts here on the team view if you wish. From here, let's have a quick look at some of these other items in the left menu pane. We won't worry about chat and meet, as you're probably already using other applications to chat with your colleagues or for scheduling video conferences. But if you'd like to have a play around there, it's pretty intuitive. Instead, let's go down to the Calls tab. This contains your call history and shows missed calls and received calls. To see different call records, you can toggle filters using the drop-down menu in the top right corner, filtering to different types of call history records. You can also use these icons to the right of each entry to call the person back or delete the entry. If the call record is from an external caller, you'll also have an option here to save them as a contact in your personal phone book. Next up, we have the panel view. This shows a more global overview of calls ringing. Depending on your permissions levels, you can see all calls ringing across your department, branch, or organization. This view is particularly helpful for receptionists or call center agents who are handling heavy volumes of calls. In the top right corner, there is a drop-down that provides further filters. For example, you can filter calls specifically to a queue of agents to see which extensions are logged in. Queue managers can log extensions in or out as needed also. Additionally, you can view a queue's call handling statistics using wallboards. And back on the main switchboard, if you right-click on an active call, you will get additional options here too, such as Call Pickup. The next tab down is Contacts. From here you will see your personal contacts, as well as any company-wide contacts that your IT administrator has loaded in. You can use the drop-down in the top right corner to filter between different views, from company-wide to your personal contacts. I'm going to go ahead and click on the plus button here in the top left corner to add a new contact. Once I'm done, I need to click the Save button here in the top right corner to save the contact. As you can see, I can now see my contact here and call them like I would from the Team tab. Or, as I mentioned earlier, you can toggle that button on the Team tab to view your contacts there also. Additionally, you can import a spreadsheet of contacts that you may have from another system. Last off, let's talk about this final menu item, which contains voicemail, recordings and settings. If the dots are highlighted blue, it means there is a notification that needs attention. When you click into the voicemail menu, you will see reference of each record, and from here you can download them to your computer, play them through your headset, call them back, delete them, or add them as a contact. Your IT administrator can also configure your voicemail settings so they're emailed to you. The Recordings tab will show all call recordings that you have permission to view. You can download them, play them on your phone or headset, call them back, delete the recording, or add them as a contact. Last off, we have Settings. As we touched on at the beginning during setup, you'll use the Audio-Video tab to change your headset options, and Call Forwarding to change the way calls are handled on different statuses. A few other areas of relevance are Greetings, where you can record your voicemail greeting. You can record a different voicemail greeting for each of your statuses here. There's also Scan QR Code, where you can provision your mobility app by scanning the QR code on screen if you haven't done so already. Last off, we have BLF, which is more so relevant if you're using a desk phone with your Softphone. You can use the BLF menu to program the different speed dial buttons around the sides of your desk phone screen. BLF stands for Busy Lamp Field, and you should use this option to select colleagues that you would like added as speed dials on your desk phone. By choosing the BLF option, this means you'll see if your colleagues are on a call by the lights on your phone screen changing from green to red, which we'll cover off in the desk phone training video in more detail. So I'll go ahead and load in Auckland reception here as my first BLF button. If there are external contacts that you would like added as a speed dial to your desk phone also, you should choose the custom speed dial option, like I am doing here. We can then enter their number and name into these fields, and they'll also feature around your desk phone screen. Please note, these external contacts won't show as a green or red light on your desk phone, because they're not loaded as busy lamp fields. Once you've finished loading up BLFs or custom speed dials, you will need to reboot your desk phone for the new entries to populate. You can reboot your desk phone from its menu system, or by unplugging the power cable at the back. So that's it for the 3CX PWA Softphone training session. I hope this has all made sense. If you have any questions on any of the areas here, feel free to reach out to your account manager or the Sharp ICT help desk.